Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another lecture of business administration. Today we will be talking about theories of management. Before diving into the different theories of management, we must understand what management actually is. Now, while studying business administration, we understand that organization या business is simply a group of people who are working together to achieve a common goal. Now, in order to achieve a common goal, certain things need to be done. There are certain tasks that need to be completed, the planning, organizing, all the steps. So, whatever needs to be done, is managed by management. That management is all about knowing what to do, how to do, when to do, and see that it is all done in the best and cheapest possible way. Now, Frederick Taylor defined management as it is art of knowing what to do, when to do, and see that it is done in the best and cheapest way. So, theories of management में we'll study कि, how the management can be made effective and how management must carry out its function. So, we'll start with the classical theories. Classical theories focused on structure and efficiency. जो शुरू में theories आई थी, they saw workers like a part of machine. So, if you are saying if a organization is a big static machine, so जो वर्कर्स हैं वो हर एक एक हिस्से को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। तो इसका ये मतलब ये है कि अगर हम रूल्स और प्लानिंग के थ्रू जो है हर हिस्से को मेक श्योर करें कि इट इज़ परफॉर्मिंग इन ऑप्टिमल और मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल वे, देन द होल प्रोसेस कैन बी स्ट्रीमलाइन। इसमें जो पहली क्लासिकल थ्योरी हमारे पास आती है दैट इज साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी. इट वाज गिवन बाय फ्रेडरिक टेलर. Now, this guy, he is an American engineer. He believed in finding one best way to do every job using science. So basically, it's the rules of science को apply किया है to the management. He says in the past the man has been first, in the future the system must be the first. So इसमें basically what we do is जैसे science में हर चीज़ एक proper अंदाज में होती है, उसी तरह से scientific management is all about कि एक minute, जैसे एक्सपेरिमेंट में हम एक एक चीज़ एक एक फैक्टर को क्रिटिकली देखते हैं, वैसे ही जो आपका वर्कर है उसकी प्रोडक्टिविटी को मैयर करें, उसके हिसाब से आप उसको मैनेज करें, उसके हिसाब से उसके साथ डीलिंग करें, उसके हिसाब से उसको मोटिवेट करें, इंसेंटिव दें, उसके हिसाब से उसके इंसेंटिव उससे छीन लें. सो इट इज़ वेरी माइक्रो अप्रोच व्हेन यू आर जस्ट paying too much attention, you're focusing and you are basically watching the man do his work. So it's all about कि आपने अगर उसको एक आउटपुट का बताया whatever he's supposed to be doing and to be achieving, so you must watch if he's doing his work efficiently or not. So it's simple कि और फिर जितना लेवल ऑफ आउटपुट उससे आ रहा है उसके हिसाब से उसको पे करें. दैट इज़ ऑल अबाउट द साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट. सो इसमें टाइम स्टडीज सी कितने टाइम में वो काम करें, स्टैंडर्डाइज करें टास्क को एंड पे बेस्ड ऑन आउटपुट दैट इज पीस रेट. कितना आउटपुट आ रहा है, कैसा आउटपुट आ रहा है, उसके हिसाब से उसकी पे होनी चाहिए. ट्रेन करें आप उसको साइंटिफिकली कि उनका माइंड एसोसिएट कर दें व्हेन एवर दे आर डूइंग बेटर दे आर बीइंग अवॉर्डेड. दैट इज़ व्हाट साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट वाज ऑल अबाउट. इसकी कंटेम्प्रेरी एग्जांपल देखें तो अमेजोन वेयर हाउसेज दे यूज टाइमर्स एंड ऑप्टिमाइज स्पीकिंग रूट्स. सो इट्स बेसिकली फॉर स्पीड. तो इससे पता लगेगा कि जो जितना इफेक्टिव है, जो जितना एफिशिएंट है, उसको उतना ही ज़्यादा इंसेंटिव मिलेगा. दैट इज़ इट. अब पाकिस्तान में देर आर मनी टेक्सटाइल फैक्ट्रीज लाइक निशाद मिल्स और गुल अहमद. ये टाइम मोशन स्टडीज़ जो है वो यूज़ करते हैं और इंसेंटिव पे देती हैं फॉर गारमेंट वर्कर्स टू बूस्ट आउटपुट इन अ कम्पैटिटिव एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट. अगर अब यहाँ पर गोल ये हो कि नंबर ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स कौन ज़्यादा बनाता है उसके हिसाब से उसको पे किया जाएगा, तो फिर डेफिनेटली ये जो पेमेंट का इंसेंटिव है इट वुड ड्राइव पीपल टू वर्क फास्टर एंड ओवरऑल प्रोडक्टिविटी जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की है वो क्या होगी, वो इम्प्रूव होगी. दैट वाज ऑल अबाउट साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट. सो साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट में वन थिंग दैट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर इज इसमें इट्स ऑल अबाउट द मनी. कहते हैं जो एम्प्लॉयज़ होते हैं ना उनकी बस फिजिकल नीड्स होती हैं, उन्हें बस रोटी कपड़ा मकान चाहिए होता है, वो उन्हें पैसों से मिल जाता है. तो अगर आपने उनको पैसे देना है ना तो उनसे बोलें अगर आपको चाहिए पैसे, हमें चाहिए काम, ठीक है. सो आप जितना काम करेंगे, जितना जल्दी काम करेंगे, उस हिसाब से विल पे यू. दैट इज़ व्हाट इट इज़ अबाउट. ये वाली थ्योरी का जो सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक है दैट इज इट इग्नोर्स इट ट्रीट्स man like machines. It ignores their emotional, mental, psychological, motivational, and simple satisfaction needs. उनको ये बिल्कुल साइडलाइन कर देता है. Then there is another kind of management. ये भी classical theory ही है. After the classical management or scientific management, the second theory is administrative management. It was given by Henry Fayol. Now, this Fayol, a French mining executive, he focused on what managers do. He said to manage is to forecast and plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate and to control. ये आपको पता है 5 फंक्शंस होते हैं मैनेजर्स के या मैनेजमेंट के कि वो फोरकास्ट करती है, प्लानिंग करती है, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग करती है, कमांड करती है, फिर कोऑर्डिनेट करती है एंड देन कंट्रोल्स द होल प्रोसेस. There's a different 14 principles there like unity of command and different team spirit. All of he gave different principles and administrative management का इसने कंसेप्ट दिया. अब इसमें ही बेसिकली सेज कि जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैनेजमेंट है इसमें क्लियर चेन ऑफ कमांड होनी चाहिए, एक हायरार्की होनी चाहिए, एक कंट्रोल, एक सेंट्रलाइज सिस्टम होना चाहिए और डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर होना चाहिए. एक क्लियर चेन ऑफ कमांड हो कि बॉस से नीचे कोऑर्डिनेटर तक, कोऑर्डिनेटर से नीचे वर्कर, वर्कर से नीचे और सुपरवाइजर और फिर वर्कर तक. सो एक चेन होनी चाहिए कमांड की. और इसके अलावा एक होना चाहिए कि हु इज सपोज टू रिपोर्ट टू whom. एक चेन ऑफ कमांड है, देन देयर इज ऑल्सो अ फीडबैक चेन ऑफ कंट्रोल एज वेल. तो इससे क्या होगा, और क्लियर डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर होनी चाहिए दैट इज कि हर बंदे को पता हो कि व्हाट ही इज सपोज टू बी डूइंग एंड उस हिसाब से इस तरह से क्या होगा, द होल प्रोसेस इट बिकम्स वेरी administrative like. So that is administrative management given by Henry Fayol. Now, example is of McDonald's and Habib Bank Limited भी इनकी hierarchy को use करता है for smooth operations across different branches. Then there is bureaucratic management. Now, bureaucratic management, again, now it will somehow overlap with the administrative, of course. It was given by Max Weber. See, bureaucracy, it's all about a verb. So, Max Weber. He was a German sociologist. He wanted rational, rule-based organization. So, bureaucratic जो है ना, it basically से organization को वैसे ही काम करना चाहिए जैसे कि गवर्नमेंट का या लीगल सिस्टम की एक हायरार्की होती है, एक स्ट्रक्चर होता है रिजिड सा, उस तरह का स्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए. मतलब क्लियर अथॉरिटी होनी चाहिए, हर पोजीशन के साथ अटैच होनी चाहिए. उसके अलावा फेवरेटिज्म नहीं होनी चाहिए, मेरिट बेस्ड सिस्टम होना चाहिए, रेगुलेशन होनी चाहिए, रूल्स होनी चाहिए, प्रमोशन होना चाहिए, चेन ऑफ कमांड, everything that like the whole government works. बिल्कुल उसी को replicate करना हमने, that is bureaucratic management. So he said the decisive reason for advance of bureaucratic organization has always been its purely technical superiority over any other form. So he believes that the bureaucratic management is basically technically superior. इसकी जो ideas are simply there must be a hierarchy, there must be rules, then relations होंगे, बट यहाँ पे कोई भी फेवरेटिज्म नहीं होगी, वेरी ऑब्जेक्टिविटी बेस्ड जो है डिसीजन लिए जाएंगे, रैशनल होंगे और मेरिट बेस्ड हायरिंग होगी जैसे गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स की होती है. अब ये पब्लिक सेक्टर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जैसे कि रेलवेज हो गए, दे फॉलो स्ट्रिक्ट ब्यूरोक्रेसी एंड फिक्स रूल्स एंड प्रमोशन बाय सीनियोरिटी. तो ये जो इस तरह का स्ट्रक्चर होगा दैट इज व्हाट bureaucratic management is all about. Now we have covered 3 theories. These are the classical theories. ये structure और efficiency के ऊपर focus करनी है. Scientific management थी Taylor की. It's all about देखें कौन ज़्यादा efficiently काम कर रहा है, pay him more. It was simply that. Scientific management of Taylor. Then second was one was administrative of the Henry Fayol. It was all about have a clear chain of command. Everyone must report to the boss. तो एक प्रॉपर इसका जो है एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लाइक फंक्शन होगा. देन ब्यूरोक्रेटिक, गवर्नमेंट जैसे काम करती है, लीगल सिस्टम जैसे काम करता है, उसी तरह से ये काम करेगी. सो इसमें जो फोकस है, वी आर नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन द पीपल व्हाट दे वांट, वी आर सिंपली ट्राइंग टू मेक द होल प्रोसेस वेरी एफिशिएंट. Then the theories, they shifted towards the behavioral theories. Now we are not focusing on the outcomes or productivity or efficiency. Rather, we are focusing on the behavior of people. We will try to influence the behavior in order to streamline the management process. In this, what we are studying is ह्यूमन नीड्स के बारे में हम बात करेंगे। हम वर्कर्स को मशीन की तरह ट्रीट नहीं कर रहे। हम उनको टाइम रेट के बेसिस पे जो है वो पे नहीं करे कि इन्होंने कितने टाइम में कितना ज़्यादा प्रोडक्ट्स बना दिए। वी आर नॉट ट्रीटिंग them लाइक machines, but we are considering the human aspects of their personality and also the role of those aspects on the efficiency and their job performance. First, human relations theory. It was given by Alton Mayo. Now, Mayo's Hawthorne studies shows attention and group dynamics motivate more than money. Now, this guy, Alton Mayo, now how I remember these things is simply human relations. Imagine you just form a relation with someone or a friendship or something like that, and you shared some Mayo sandwich with them. This will make a mental picture Alton Mayo gave. Human relation theory. Now, moving on. अब इसकी जो study थी, he showed that attention and group dynamics motivate more than money. This guy believes कि पैसे से ज़्यादा लोगों को attention motivate करती है। उनको group में वो जो एक sense of achievement होता है, accomplishment होता है, belonging होती है, affiliation होती है, all of that. That is what motivates people. He said the desire to stand well with one's fellows, the so-called human instinct of association, easily outweighs the merely individual interest. Now, this guy is basically saying कि desire to stand well with one's fellow अपने group में बेहतर नजर आना and so-called human instinct of association easily outweighs the mere individual interest. ये mere individual interest जैसे कि पैसे का interest होता है उससे काफी ज्यादा मौसर होता है। तो ये जो Hawthorne effect है, it is simply productivity rose because workers felt observed and valued. जब लोगों को अटेंशन मिलती है और उनको जब it's almost like when they are being observed, it's as if someone is acknowledging that they are doing the work. So ये जो Hawthorne effect है वो कहता है कि whenever the people they are observed and they are valued, what happens is that their productivity it rises, वो ज़्यादा productive हो जाते हैं। कंटेम्प्रेरी एग्जाम्पल देखेंगे तो गूगल ऑफिस विद फन स्पेसेस एंड टीम इवेंट्स। पाकिस्तान में यूनिलीवर जो है वो एम्प्लॉय वेलनेस प्रोग्राम देता है, टीम बिल्डिंग टू बूस्ट मोरल इन फैक्ट्रीज। सो ह्यूमन रिलेशन थ्योरी इज ऑल अबाउट developing good relations with humans, making them feel valued, making their efforts on acknowledging their efforts basically. So that is something that leads to um, better performance. Then human relations theory के अलावा जो second theory हमारे पास आती है, that is also one of the behavioral theories. That would be motivational theory by the Abraham Maslow. हम सब ने पढ़ी हुई है, that is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So he made a list of some needs, or rather a hierarchy, 5 steps कि basic needs से लेके self actualization की, that is the final need of man, बंदे की काफ़ी ज़्यादा ज़रूरियात होती हैं और वो ही जो है उसको स्लोली मोटिवेट करती हैं। जो स्टेप 1 पे उसकी जो फिजियोलॉजिकल नीड्स हैं लाइक फूड वाटर एक्सेट्रा वो फुलफिल होती हैं, then he can move to the step number 2 that would involve his need for safety, and then he would move for the level 3 that would involve his need for affiliating and forming association, and then finally when he has formed association now he will move towards something that would increase his esteem, and lastly it's all about the self-actualization. So motivational theory is what he gave. He said a musician must make music, an artist must paint, a poet must write if he is to be ultimately happy. So इसमें टेक फर्म जो है वो ग्रोथ अपॉर्चुनिटीज देती हैं आफ्टर गुड पे। एंड पाकिस्तान एग्जांपल में देखें, एंग्रो कॉरपोरेशन जो है वो ट्रेनिंग देती है, करियर पास देती है एम्प्लॉयज़ को, दे मेक देम फील फुलफिल्ड बियॉन्ड सैलरीज. So motivational theory is also one of the it is basically a theory of motivation, but it can also be applied to management as we will be focusing on what this person actually needs or where he stands on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then maybe by fulfilling that, we can make sure that the person is performing efficiently. And then there are certain modern theories. Now, these modern theories, they are all about, flexibility and adaptability. So there's no one best way. It depends on the situation. Management by objectives, that was given by Peter Drucker. Drucker said, set clear goals together. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right thing. The best way, okay, this is one of the core. The best way to predict the future is to create it. अब इसमें यहाँ पर क्या है? Management by objective is all about, when you have predefined goals, you know what needs to be done or what needs to be achieved. So then you can manage by objectives. You will simply work and take the next step on the basis of whether or not the objectives or the goals of the previous were completed or not, and then you can manage in that ways. सो इसमें यहाँ पे माइक्रोसॉफ्ट OKRs को यूज़ करता है, दैट इज़ ऑब्जेक्टिव एंड की रिजल्ट्स। इसके अलावा डिफरेंट परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर्स भी होते हैं जैसे KPIs होते हैं। तो यहाँ पे ये गोल्स दिए जाते हैं, सेट किए जाते हैं, टीम्स को गोल्स दिए जाते हैं और उसके बाद आप यू जस्ट गिव इंसेंटिव ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वेदर दे विल एबल टू अचीव द गोल और नॉट। एंड देयर इज अ सिस्टम थ्योरी दैट सिंपली कहती है कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक ओपन सिस्टम की तरह होते हैं जो कि इंटरेक्ट करते हैं इन्वायरमेंट के साथ। and जैसे environment चेंज होती है तो उसके हिसाब से the organization it must also act like a fluid and just change with the type with the time and adapt with the time. Then there's contingency theory. There's no best way. It depends on size, tech, and environment. It all depends simply. Because in the today's environment everything is changing, अचानक हमारे पास tariffs का इशू आ जाता है या फिर कहीं पे जो पॉलिटिकल टेंशन्स आ जाती हैं और सप्लाई चेन डिस्टर्ब हो जाती हैं या फिर इन्फ्लेशन जो हमारी इकोनॉमिक मार्केट है वो ऊपर नीचे होती रहती है। सो ऐसी जो हालात है ना यहाँ पे अब कंटीजेंसी थ्योरी काम आती है। इट्स ऑल अबाउट अडेप्टिंग एंड क्विकली फाइंडिंग द सिचुएशन solution according to the rapidly changing situation. So you just adapt, and that is the only way to be successful. और जैसे कि फ्लड्स या एनर्जी क्राइसिस के दौरान एंग्रो अडाप्ट करता है सप्लाई चेन्स को। सो दैट इज ऑल अबाउट द प्योर कंटीजेंसी। सो मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी इवॉल्व करती हैं क्योंकि बिजनेसेस इवॉल्व करते हैं। क्लासिकल वन हमें स्ट्रक्चर बताते हैं, सिंपल स्ट्रक्चर की बात की थी जब मैंने क्लासिकल की बात की, चाहे वो साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट हो या वो क्लासिकल मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी हो या ब्यूरोक्रेटिक हो या एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव हो, दैट वाज ऑल फोकस्ड ऑन द स्ट्रक्चर। देन देयर वाज बिहेवियरल वाज ऑल अबाउट people feel valued or people want to form a relation जैसे हमने relations theory देखी of Fulton Mayo. And lastly it was all about the flexibility like managing by objectives and contingency management and all. Now पाकिस्तान की अब जैसे growing economy है, so mixing them works best. And as period occurs, our knowledge has to be improved, challenged, and increased constantly, or it vanishes. So knowledge needs to be improved, it must be challenged, it must be increased, or it will simply vanish. Now we have covered all the theory except one, that is theory X and Y. We will be covering that in detail. Now, theory X and Y, here Douglas McGregor की theory that he gave in 1960. He was a professor, and his book is named as The Human Side of the Enterprise. In this book, what he said was basically, let me simply highlight this. Okay. Yep. He said every manager secretly believes one of the two things about the employees. These beliefs shape how they lead, motivate, and design the whole company. You see, it's not possible to not form an opinion of your worker or employee. You always have an opinion of them. You see them as someone who is maybe self-motivated, someone who is willing to do the work, or you will see them as someone who is lazy and who will simply try to avoid the work. So, depending on your opinion, your way of dealing with that person will, of course, change. So, in this theory, we are talking about the two different kinds of workers and also two different ways to deal with those workers. So, theory X simply says employees are lazy, they need to be controlled. They need to be controlled in a strict manner. Now, these people these people basically believe people dislike work. They will avoid it if it is possible. People do not want to work. That is what this theory says. So if someone does not want to do something, he must be forced, he must be controlled, or he must be threatened. You have to attach some sort of incentive, whether it be some sort of reward or punishment, so that you can make that person do what he does not want to do. Now, workers prefer to be directed and they avoid responsibility. They simply want to take direction, they simply want to do, and they follow instruction, and they do not want to take responsibility for anything. And they want security above everything else. Now, this is the theory X. Now, in this theory, we simply form the opinion about the general opinion about the workers. Number one, they are lazy, they do not want to work, so they must be controlled. How can you control them? Either with punishment or with reward. Number three, they want security. That is, they want their salary, right? Number four, they want you to give them direction and they want to avoid the responsibility. Now, McGregor, the one who gave us the theory X and Y, he says that the expenditure of physical and mental effort in work is as natural as play or rest. The average human being has an inherent dislike of work and will avoid it if he can. कि जो average इंसान होता है, he just dislikes work and he will avoid it if he can. Now, style of management under theory X, again, now we have formed up opinion of workers. अब फिर अगर ऐसी आवाम है तो उसके साथ कैसे डील करेंगे? ऑटोक्रेटिक लीडरशिप। ऐसी आवाम के साथ डील करने के लिए आपको अपने अंदर का हिटलर जगाना पड़ेगा। You have to be very autocratic, you have to be very authoritarian, you cannot trust them, you have to be very super controlling. So you have to watch them. There must be close supervision, there must be a lot of rules, simply just carrot and stick is all about rewards and punishment for everything they do or not do. They must face the consequences. Top down decision is all about, the workers, they are at the bottom, right? You cannot trust them and they are lazy. They do not want to do any work. So do you think they are efficient enough or they are reliable enough to make decision? No, they will decide not to work or they will decide something that would simply ease their task for them and they won't be focusing on what you want or what is good for your organization. They will be selfish, right? So you must give them the orders. That is what theory X is all about. Okay. Now, real life example includes traditional factories and call centers. Some government officers also they use attendance register and fear of transfer, even in the private schools. What they have is if you're late for school, then your salary must be deducted, and they believe this is the way to make you punctual. So that is all about the theory X. Now, then there is theory Y. This theory believes that employees actually love doing the work and they can be self-motivated. So, managers who believe in theory Y think work can be as natural as play if the conditions are right. People will exercise self-direction, self-control if they are committed to their goals. People learn to accept and seek responsibility, creativity, and problem-solving are widely distributed, not just in the bosses. So, this theory is basically treating humans like someone who uh, uh, enjoys working, who takes interest in working, who is self motivated, and he wants to take responsibility. And he has creativity and problem solving ability. We're not, treating them as some teenage brats. We are saying that these are complete individuals with their creative skills and they want their talent to be realized. They want to work hard and all of that. That is a theory by which I believe won't be suited to the Pakistani population, as per my opinion. Anyway, moving on. So, oh well, you can see it from the fact that I basically got these notes from Grok, and I'm sorry. But again, I read them, I said them, so maybe a little bit of theory X and theory Y would apply to me. Never mind. Moving on. So, manager who believe theory Y think work can be as natural as play if the conditions are right. Maybe my conditions aren't right. Anyway, so it's all about, if you believe that your workers have more to offer than simply, following your commands, maybe they have the solutions to your problem and maybe they want to take responsibility. Maybe they are self-motivated. They want to play a role. They're basically good people. So if we believe this, then definitely, we want to be controlling them. We know, we trust them, we have confidence in them, and we will simply be cultivating an environment where their natural talents would just simply ooze out and, just flow and just help us all. So, the capacity to exercise a relatively high degree of imagination, ingenuity, creativity in solution of organization problem is widely not narrowly distributed in the population. So, this quote simply says it's not the bosses. The boss is not always right, and the boss is not someone with a supreme intelligence. Sometimes something can evade a person's mind, and a simple lowly worker might have a solution. So, in such a scenario, what we'll do is there must be democratic leadership. That is, that decision must be taken via voting and via, approval from the every member that is in an organization or participative. At least they must participate in the decision making process. It's all about trusting them and delegating them, giving them freedom. It focuses on growth, learning, and meaningful goals. There are flat teams, there's open communication, there's no rigid hierarchy. It's all about flat teams, basically means that there's coordination and everyone is welcome to give his opinion. Everyone is there's flexibility as well. So no, this is the style kind of management that occurs in the modern days. Real life example include Netflix and Spotify, and in Pakistani startup like Cream, Daraz, and Baikia, they give young teams freedom and ownership. So flexible hours, working from home, it's all about theory why. You just trust that the person at home is simply working for you. So let's just simply compare it. Theory X says people are lazy, they are avoiding work. Theory Y says no. Why would they avoid work? They are very motivated. Theory X says they need money. And you must make them fearful that if they are not working, they will not be given money, and that is how they will just simply start working. Theory Y says people are enjoying work, they are looking for meaning, they want to grow. Theory X is all about people are lazy. Let me tell them what they need to do. Theory Y is all about people enjoy work, they want to grow. Let me simply ask them what they feel like doing, and let me just simply support them. Theory X says I must control these people who are lazy, who avoid work. Theory Y is all about I trust that they will be working. Theory X is best for routine or low skill jobs, whereas Theory Y is good for creative work or knowledge specific work. You do not want to closely watch a person who is, creative, because that is going to definitely freeze him out of his creativity. So in Pakistan, the old factories or government offices, they work on the Theory X subsust हैं. Well, जो न्यू फर्म्स हैं आईटी स्टार्टअप्स एक्सेट्रा वो थ्री वाई को फॉलो करते हैं. दे सिंपली वांट दैट एवरीवन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर टीम. वो कल्चर को जो है वो प्रमोट करते हैं कि हम सब जो है इट्स ऑल अबाउट एवरीवन विल ग्रो and it's a mutual venture, it's a joint venture. So neither is 100% right or wrong. We know that they both work. Why works in the modern, educated, creative workplaces, but in some situations, for example, dangerous jobs or very junior workers, they need the elements of Theory X. They need to be told what they need to do. So I know that you must be lazy. So I must tell you, if you feel like it, you must subscribe. Or maybe I should tie some sort of incentive to that. Anyway, that is dumb. Okay, that is it. Lastly, it's all about MacGregor saying man is a wanting animal. As soon as one of his needs is satisfied, another appears in its place. And now I need to take a break. That's it.